Today we're going to talk about churn. There's 8 videos on this. And in this particular video, we're going to talk about churn and why should you care? Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever signed up for a gym membership in January, gone a few times and stopped going, but kept paying for a couple of months before finally canceling? Or maybe you subscribed to Netflix, watched one show and then forgot all about it and canceled 3 months later? If so, congratulations, you became what business calls a churned statistic. Churn is simply when customers stop doing business with you, they cancel their subscription, they stop buying your product, they close their account, or just disappear without a word. That's it. There's nothing more complicated than that. And now you might be thinking, okay, so some customers leave, that's just business, right? Well, yes and no. And here's why churn matters so much more than most people realize. Think of your business like a bucket of water. You're constantly pouring new customers in through the top. That is all your marketing efforts, your sales team, your advertising spend. But if there's a hole in the bottom of that bucket and customers are leaking out through churn, you're working twice as hard just to stay in the same place. You're not growing, you're just replacing what you're losing. And here's the thing that surprises most business owners. And when they really dig into the numbers, they're keeping an existing customer is dramatically cheaper than finding a new one. That's a reality. We're not talking a little bit cheaper, we're talking somewhere between 5 to 25 times cheaper depending on your industry. And that could be a massive difference. So when a customer leaves, you don't just lose their next purchase, you lose all the future purchases they would have ever made with you. All of them gone. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine you run a coffee shop in a neighborhood. You have a regular customer, let's call her Sarah. Sarah comes in 3 times a week, spends about $5 each visit, that's $15 a week. Or roughly $60 a month. Now, if Sarah stays a loyal customer for 5 years, she's worth about, $3,600 to your business? But that's not even counting the time she brings friends or recommends your place to neighbors or does catering for her office. But imagine when Sarah completely stops coming, she churns. You don't just lose next week's $15, you lose all of that future value. And to replace her, you need to somehow attract a new Sarah, which might cost you hundreds of dollars in advertising and promotions. That's why churn is not just another metric to track, it's directly connected to whether your business, it grows or shrinks, whether you're profitable or struggling, and ultimately whether you survive or thrive in the market. The business that win are the ones who understand this deeply. They know that growth is not about getting new customers, it's equally about keeping the ones that you already have. We'll go to the next video where we'll talk about customer lifetime value. Stay put. Take care.